You are a living mystery wrapped in flesh, an unfolding poem etched by the hand of the universe itself. What if you were never born in the way you imagine? What if before you were named you simply were limitless, formless, whole? We invite you to step out of the mirror of the world and into the stillness of your awareness, to question the boundaries you've inherited, to release the labels pressed upon you by culture, memory and fear. Like waves in the ocean, we rise and fall with seeming distinction, yet all of us are made of the same water. All of us return to the same vast sea. In this video, we delve into the profound concept of identity and the often deceptive nature of separateness. Our primary aim is to explore the intricate relationship between self and reality, encouraging you to reflect on your understanding of who you are. Identity is a multifaceted construct shaped by personal experiences, societal influences, and cultural narratives. However, it is essential to recognize that our beliefs about identity can sometimes create a false sense of separation from others and the world around us. By questioning these beliefs, we can begin to unravel the layers of our perceived identities and discover a deeper connection to the collective human experience. This exploration invites us to consider the implications of being unborn, a thought-provoking idea that challenges conventional notions of existence and individuality. What does it mean to be unborn? This concept suggests that before we adopt labels and identities, we exist in a state of pure potentiality, unencumbered by the constraints of societal expectations and personal narratives. Engaging with this idea can lead to a transformative understanding of self, prompting us to reconsider the boundaries we place around our identities. As we navigate through this journey, we encourage you to reflect on your own beliefs about who you are and how they shape your interactions with the world. By embracing the notion of interconnectedness, we can foster a greater sense of empathy and compassion, recognizing that beneath the surface we share a common essence with all beings. This exploration is not merely an intellectual exercise. It has the potential to shift our perspectives and enhance our relationships. As we challenge the illusion of separateness, we open ourselves to a more profound understanding of reality, one that transcends the limitations of individual identity. Ultimately, this video serves as an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery, urging you to question the narratives that define you and explore the deeper truths that lie beyond. Through this process, we hope to inspire a sense of unity and belonging, reminding us that while our identities may differ, our shared humanity connects us all. Join us as we navigate the complexities of identity and the illusion of separateness, and together, let's uncover the essence of what it means to be truly alive. In our exploration of identity, we must confront the concept of separateness and how it profoundly shapes our understanding of self. A compelling perspective comes from physicist John Wheeler, who delves into the idea of non-duality and awareness. Wheeler suggests that the universe is not merely a collection of separate entities, but rather a unified whole, where everything is interconnected. This perspective invites us to reconsider our beliefs about individuality and the nature of existence itself. To illustrate this interconnectedness, we can use the metaphor of waves and the ocean. Each wave appears distinct, rising and falling with its own unique form and rhythm. However, upon closer examination, we realize that every wave is fundamentally part of the ocean. It is the same water that gives rise to each wave, and when a wave crashes, it returns to the ocean, merging back into the vast expanse from which it originated. This metaphor serves as a powerful reminder that while we may perceive ourselves as separate individuals, we are, in essence, manifestations of a greater whole. Our identities, shaped by personal experiences and societal influences, often lead us to believe in our separateness. We identify with our thoughts, emotions, and physical forms, creating a sense of individuality that can feel very real. Yet, when we reflect on Wheeler's insights and the wave-ocean metaphor, we begin to see that this separateness is an illusion. The boundaries we draw around ourselves are often arbitrary, constructed by our minds and reinforced by societal norms. As we engage with this idea, we encourage you to reflect on your own beliefs about individuality. What does it mean to be you? How do your experiences, relationships, and cultural background shape your sense of self? By examining these questions, we can start to peel back the layers of our identities and recognize the interconnectedness that underlies our existence. This process can be both liberating and challenging, as it requires us to confront the deeply ingrained narratives that define us. Embracing the notion of non-duality can lead to a profound shift in perspective, allowing us to see ourselves not as isolated beings, but as integral parts of a larger tapestry of life. When we acknowledge our interconnectedness, we cultivate a sense of empathy and compassion for others, recognizing that their experiences and struggles are intertwined with our own. This understanding can foster deeper connections and a greater sense of belonging as we move beyond the confines of individual identity. In this light, separateness becomes a lens through which we can explore our unique contributions to the world, while also understanding that we are part of something much greater. As we continue this journey of self-discovery, let us remain open to the possibility that our identities are not fixed but rather fluid and dynamic. By embracing the idea of non-duality and the metaphor of waves and the ocean, we can begin to dissolve the barriers that separate us from one another and from the universe itself. Ultimately, this exploration invites us to redefine our understanding of self, encouraging us to celebrate our individuality while recognizing the profound connections that bind us all. In our daily lives, we tend to identify ourselves through various descriptors, our jobs, relationships, and social roles. While these aspects can provide a sense of belonging and purpose, they can also confine us to a narrow understanding of our true essence. To truly know ourselves, we must look beyond these external identifiers and delve into the core of our being. This exploration invites us to confront the transient nature of our thoughts and emotions. Often we become entangled in our mental narratives, believing that our thoughts define us. However, thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. They come and go, shifting and changing with time. Emotions, too, are fleeting experiences that arise in response to our circumstances. By recognizing their impermanence, we can begin to detach from the belief that they represent our true selves. Instead of identifying with every thought or feeling, we can observe them as temporary visitors in our consciousness. This shift in perspective allows us to cultivate a sense of inner peace and stability as we learn to navigate the ebb and flow of our mental and emotional landscapes without becoming overwhelmed by them. As we explore this deeper understanding of self, we invite you to connect with the awareness that observes your experiences. This awareness is the part of you that remains constant, even as thoughts and emotions rise and fall. It is the silent witness to your life, the observer that perceives without judgment or attachment. By tuning into this awareness, you can cultivate a deeper sense of presence and clarity, allowing you to engage with your experiences from a place of understanding rather than reaction. This practice of self-inquiry encourages you to ask profound questions. Who am I when I strip away the labels? What remains when I let go of my roles and expectations? As you reflect on these questions, you may uncover aspects of yourself that have long been overshadowed by societal conditioning. This journey is not about finding definitive answers, but rather about embracing the exploration itself. It is an invitation to engage with the mystery of your existence, to celebrate the complexity of your being, and to honor the unique expression of life that you are. As you dig deeper, you may find that your true self is not confined to a single identity, but is a dynamic interplay of experiences, thoughts, and emotions. This realization can be liberating, as it allows you to embrace the fullness of your humanity without the constraints of rigid definitions. In our exploration of self, we must examine the concept of awareness as the true essence of being. Awareness is the fundamental aspect of our existence that remains constant, even as our thoughts and emotions fluctuate. While our minds are often busy with a whirlwind of thoughts, some uplifting, others distressing, awareness itself remains a steady presence, observing these mental activities without becoming entangled in them. This distinction is crucial for understanding our true nature. Just as the sky remains unchanged despite the passing clouds, our awareness persists regardless of the transient nature of our thoughts and feelings. To illustrate this concept, let's consider the analogy of a candle illuminating a dark room. Imagine a dimly lit space where shadows dance and flicker, representing the myriad of thoughts and emotions that arise within us. The candle, representing our awareness, casts a warm and steady light, revealing the contours of the room and allowing us to see clearly. In this analogy, the candle does not change or waver with the shadows, it simply illuminates them. Similarly, our awareness shines a light on our experiences, thoughts, and emotions, allowing us to observe them without judgment. This illumination is essential for understanding ourselves more deeply. When we recognize that our awareness is the constant factor in our lives, we can begin to detach from the belief that we are defined by our thoughts or emotions. Instead of identifying with every fleeting thought or emotional reaction, we can step back and observe them as they come and go. This practice of observation fosters a sense of inner peace as we learn to navigate the complexities of our mental landscape without becoming overwhelmed. By acknowledging awareness as our true essence, we empower ourselves to cultivate a deeper connection with our authentic selves. This recognition invites us to explore the nature of our being beyond the surface-level experiences that often dominate our attention. As we engage with this understanding, we can begin to see ourselves not merely as a collection of thoughts and feelings, but as the awareness that observes them. This shift in perspective can be transformative, allowing us to embrace our true selves with greater clarity and compassion. We encourage you to take a moment to reflect on your own awareness. Close your eyes and tune in to the present moment. Notice the thoughts that arise and the emotions that surface, but instead of getting caught up in them, simply observe. Recognize that there is a part of you that is aware of these experiences, a part that remains unchanged and constant. This awareness is your true self, the essence that connects you to the larger tapestry of existence. As you cultivate this awareness, you may find that it brings a sense of calm and stability to your life. It allows you to respond to challenges with greater clarity and resilience, as you learn to navigate the ebb and flow of your thoughts and emotions without losing sight of your true nature. As we delve into the intriguing idea of being unborn, we uncover profound implications for our understanding of identity. The belief in being born often leads us to construct a limited sense of self, one that is heavily influenced by our experiences, societal expectations, and the narratives we create around our lives. From the moment we enter this world, we are assigned labels, names, roles, and identities that shape our perception of who we are. While these identifiers can provide a sense of belonging and purpose, they can also confine us within a narrow framework of existence, leading us to believe that our worth and identity are tied solely to our life experiences. This limited self can create a sense of separation from others and from the universe itself, as we become preoccupied with our individual stories and struggles. However, when we explore the concept of being unborn, we begin to recognize that our true essence is timeless and boundless. This perspective invites us to consider that before we were born into this world, we existed in a state of pure potentiality, unencumbered by the labels and limitations that often define our identities. In this state, we are not confined to the stories we tell ourselves. Instead, we are part of a vast, interconnected existence that transcends time and space. Embracing the idea of being unborn allows us to step back from our personal narratives and see ourselves as part of a greater whole. This shift in perspective can be liberating, as it encourages us to let go of the constraints of our identities and recognize the infinite possibilities that lie within us. By acknowledging our timeless essence, we can begin to dissolve the boundaries that separate us from others, fostering a sense of unity and connection. As we cultivate this awareness, we may find that our interactions become more authentic and compassionate, as we recognize the shared humanity that connects us all. In this light, the idea of being unborn serves as a powerful reminder that our identities are not fixed, but are fluid and dynamic. By letting go of the need to cling to our personal stories, we can embrace the richness of our existence and the myriad of experiences that life has to offer. The ego serves as a framework through which we interpret our experiences and navigate the world around us. It is the voice in our heads that tells us who we are, what we want, and how we relate to others. However, while the ego can provide a sense of identity and continuity, it is crucial to recognize that it is ultimately a transient phenomenon subject to constant change and evolution. The ego is not a fixed entity, rather it shifts and adapts in response to our experiences, environments, and interactions. For instance, as we encounter new situations or undergo personal growth, our beliefs about ourselves may evolve, leading to a transformation in our ego. This impermanence reveals that the ego is not the solid foundation we often perceive it to be. Instead, it is more akin to a flowing river, constantly reshaping itself as it encounters new landscapes. By understanding the fluid nature of the ego, we can begin to see how it influences our identity and experiences. The ego often seeks validation and affirmation, driving us to pursue external achievements, social status, and material possessions in an attempt to reinforce our sense of self. This pursuit can lead to a cycle of attachment and dissatisfaction, as we become reliant on external factors to define our worth. When we tie our identities to the ego, we may find ourselves caught in a never-ending quest for approval and recognition, leading to feelings of inadequacy when we fall short of these expectations. This realization prompts us to question the reality of our ego. What happens when we strip away the labels and roles that the ego clings to? Who are we beneath the surface of our thoughts and beliefs? By engaging with these questions, we can begin to peel back the layers of our identity and explore the deeper aspects of our being. This process of inquiry invites us to challenge the narratives that the ego constructs, allowing us to see that our true essence is not defined by our accomplishments or failures. Instead, it is rooted in a more profound understanding of self that transcends the limitations of the ego. As we cultivate this awareness, we can learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. This practice of mindfulness enables us to recognize the ego's influence while maintaining a sense of detachment from its fluctuations. By doing so, we can create space for a more authentic expression of ourselves, one that is not bound by the constraints of the ego. In this light, we encourage you to reflect on your own relationship with your ego. How does it shape your identity and experiences? Are there aspects of your ego that you cling to for validation? By examining these questions, you can begin to uncover the ways in which the ego may limit your understanding of self and your interactions with the world. Ultimately, the goal is not to eliminate the ego, but to recognize it for what it is. A mental construct that serves a purpose but does not define our true essence. By acknowledging the impermanence of the ego, we can cultivate a deeper sense of self that is rooted in awareness and authenticity. This journey of self-discovery invites us to embrace the fluidity of our identities, allowing us to navigate life with greater ease and compassion. As we continue to analyze the role of the ego, let us celebrate the opportunity to question its reality and explore the depths of our being beyond its confines. Together, we can foster a more profound understanding of identity that transcends the limitations of the ego, leading us to a richer and more fulfilling experience of life. Recognizing the illusion of a separate self can lead to profound benefits that transform our experience of life. When we begin to see through the veil of the ego, we discover that life flows effortlessly, unencumbered by the need for a controlling self. The ego often operates from a place of fear and desire, striving to maintain control over our experiences and outcomes. This constant need for control can create tension and resistance, leading to stress and dissatisfaction. However, when we let go of the illusion of separateness, we open ourselves to the natural flow of life, allowing events to unfold as they will. In this state of surrender, we can experience a sense of ease and harmony as we trust in the process of life rather than trying to manipulate it. Embracing experiences without attachment to identity is a key aspect of this journey. When we identify too strongly with our ego, we tend to cling to specific outcomes, fearing failure or rejection. This attachment can limit our ability to fully engage with the present moment as we become preoccupied with how experiences reflect on our self-image. By recognizing the illusion of a separate self, we can approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, allowing ourselves to fully immerse in each experience without the weight of identity. This shift in perspective encourages us to embrace life as it is, rather than how we think it should be. When we release our attachment to identity, we become more receptive to the richness of our experiences. We can savor the beauty of a sunset, the laughter of friends, or the thrill of new adventures without the need to label ourselves as the successful one or the adventurous one. Instead, we can simply be present, experiencing life in its fullness. This openness fosters a deeper connection to ourselves and to others, as we begin to see that our shared humanity transcends individual identities. As we transcend the ego, we also highlight the interconnectedness of all beings. The illusion of a separate self often leads us to perceive ourselves as isolated entities, separate from the world around us. However, when we recognize that our true essence is intertwined with the fabric of existence, we begin to understand that we are part of a larger whole. This realization can be incredibly liberating as it fosters a sense of unity and belonging. We come to see that our joys and sorrows are not ours alone. They are shared experiences that connect us to others. This interconnectedness can inspire compassion and empathy as we recognize that everyone is navigating their own journey, often facing similar struggles and triumphs. When we embrace the idea that we are not separate but rather part of a vast web of life, we cultivate a sense of responsibility toward one another and the world. This awareness can motivate us to act with kindness and understanding, recognizing that our actions have ripple effects that extend beyond ourselves. In this light, the benefits of recognizing the illusion of a separate self are profound. We can experience life with greater ease, embracing each moment without the burden of identity. We can cultivate deeper connections with others, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. Ultimately, this journey invites us to celebrate the beauty of our interconnected existence, allowing us to navigate life with a sense of grace and compassion. Just as a river flows without needing a singular entity to direct its course, our lives can unfold organically when we let go of the need for a controlling ego. This realization can be liberating as it allows us to experience life more fully, free from the constraints of a fixed identity. When we release the notion of a separate self, we open ourselves to the possibility that meaning arises from simply being rather than from achieving specific goals or fulfilling societal expectations. In a culture that often equates self-worth with accomplishments, this shift in perspective can be transformative. Instead of measuring our value by what we do or how we are perceived, we can find fulfillment in the present moment, appreciating the richness of our experiences as they unfold. This approach encourages us to embrace the beauty of existence itself, recognizing that our worth is inherent and not contingent upon external validation. By focusing on simply being, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection to ourselves and the world around us. This perspective invites us to engage with life in a more authentic way, allowing us to savor each moment without the pressure of striving for a particular outcome. As we navigate this journey, it's essential to acknowledge and welcome doubts as opportunities for deeper understanding. Doubts can serve as valuable teachers, prompting us to question our beliefs and assumptions about identity and existence. Instead of viewing doubts as obstacles, we can embrace them as invitations to explore the nature of our being more profoundly. When we encounter uncertainty about the absence of a separate self, we can take a moment to reflect on the source of these doubts. Are they rooted in fear of losing our identity, or are they a natural response to the unfamiliarity of this perspective? By examining our doubts with curiosity and openness, we can gain insights that lead to greater clarity and understanding. This process of inquiry can help us dismantle the rigid constructs of the ego, allowing us to experience a more fluid and expansive sense of self. It's important to remember that questioning is a vital part of the journey toward self-discovery. As we explore the absence of a separate self, we may find that our doubts lead us to profound realizations about the nature of existence and our interconnectedness with others. This exploration can foster a sense of compassion and empathy, as we recognize that everyone grapples with similar uncertainties and fears. You are invited now not to adopt new beliefs, but to surrender old illusions. To embrace not only your individuality, but your infinite connection to all that lives. This journey will not offer you a final answer, but it will leave you standing at the doorway of the sacred, open to the beauty of not knowing. Join us by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to our channel. Reflect, feel, question everything, and let the truth arise not from the noise, but from the stillness within. You are not separate. You are not lost. You are the ocean in a wave. You are unborn. You are whole.